The man who had no identity, no past, no record of where he came from, and almost disappeared just a few days later. This isn't just a mystery. This is one of the greatest internet mysteries of all time. Stick around because the deeper this story goes, the stranger it gets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who loves a good mystery. It was a quiet June day in 2009 when a stranger stepped off a bus into the sleepy seaside town of Sligo, Ireland. He didn't make a scene. He didn't carry much. Just a small, worn-out shoulder bag and a tired expression. He walked straight to the Sligo City Hotel and checked in under the name, Peter Bergmann. He paid in cash. He gave a home address in Vienna, Austria. But as you'll find out, that address didn't exist. To the hotel staff, he was unremarkable. Just another European traveler on a brief stay. But this man wasn't here to explore. He was here to vanish. The purple plastic bag. For the next 3 days, Peter left the hotel each morning with a single item in hand, a purple plastic bag. Not a backpack, not a suitcase, just this odd, flimsy bag. Hotel surveillance and CCTV footage tracked him as he wandered the streets, shops, and alleyways of Sligo. Every time he left with the purple bag, every time he came back empty-handed, he was disposing of something, but never in the same place, and never where cameras could see. Was it clothes, documents, medication, evidence of who he really was? Nobody knows, but he was deliberate. He avoided public bins. He kept to quiet streets. This wasn't random behavior. This was a calculated erasure. Investigators would later dig into his name, his background, and his movements. Nothing came up. No passport, no immigration records, no airline tickets, no trace of a man named Peter Bergmann entering Ireland. It was as if he materialized out of thin air. Think about that for a second. In the digital age, where every passport swipe, credit card use, and IP address creates a footprint, this man had none. He was either a master of anonymity, or someone with resources and experience in disappearing. He wasn't just avoiding attention. He was removing himself from history. In just 3 days, Peter walked through the streets of Sligo 13 different times. He didn't just stroll casually. He walked with purpose. His posture was always upright. He never lingered, never wandered aimlessly. He visited shops, bought small items, and most notably, he bought 8 international stamps. That caught the attention of investigators, because none of those stamps were used. At least, not from the hotel. So what did he mail? Who was he writing to? Was it a farewell to someone? Or instructions? Maybe it was his final message, scattered across countries, now lost in the wind. On his last morning, Peter checked out of the hotel. He looked calm, almost content. He walked to a local cafe at the bus station, ordered a cappuccino and a sandwich, then sat alone at a small corner table. A witness remembered something peculiar. Peter was writing something. A small note, maybe. He stared at it intently for minutes. Then he folded it and placed it in his pocket, or possibly left it behind. But when police searched the cafe, nothing. No paper, no writing, no trace. Whatever he wrote, we never found it. It could have been a goodbye, coordinates, confession, or something else entirely. That afternoon, Peter boarded a bus to Ross's Point Beach, a remote, misty shoreline not far from town. Witnesses say he walked slowly, almost meditatively, along the sand. He removed his shoes, holding them in his hand. He was dressed in full clothes, shirt, trousers, jacket. At 10:50 p.m., under the moonlight, a passerby saw him still walking the shore. He nodded politely when approached but said nothing. Imagine that for a moment. A lone man, on a quiet beach, under the stars. Waiting. The next morning, a father and his son were walking along that same beach. Through the fog and early morning mist, they spotted what looked like a mannequin washed up near the waterline. As they moved closer, horror set in. It wasn't a mannequin, it was Peter, face down in the sand. Peter was wearing only a navy blue t-shirt and black underwear. His clothes, folded neatly nearby, dry and untouched. No wallet, no shoes, no plastic bag, nothing else. A scene that looked calm, too calm, like a ritual, like something had been planned down to the last breath. At first, police assumed it was drowning, but the autopsy told a different story. No water in his lungs, no sand in his airway, no visible injuries, no bruises or signs of a struggle. The cause of death: acute cardiac arrest. A sudden heart failure. The medical examiner said Peter's heart likely gave out just moments before he could walk into the sea and vanish completely. Think about that. Had his heart not failed, there'd be no body, no mystery, no case. He would have disappeared, forever. After his death, Irish authorities launched an international investigation. Interpol was alerted. DNA databases were searched. Facial recognition systems were tested. Nothing. No missing persons reports matched his description. No embassies claimed him. No family ever came forward. Even the name, Peter Bergmann, was fake. They were dealing with a man who went to extraordinary lengths to vanish. Theories began flooding in. Was he a terminally ill man, who chose to die anonymously? Maybe he wanted to spare loved ones the pain. Or, was he a fugitive, hiding from something dark in his past? A former agent, spy, witness in a government operation. People pointed to how expertly he avoided surveillance, how deliberately he disposed of items, how he left zero digital traces. Whatever the truth was, it was buried with him. There's something poetic and chilling about how Peter went about this. He didn't just want to die, he wanted to erase himself entirely. No history, no belongings, no name, no story. But here's the twist. His attempt to disappear only made us remember him more. Instead of becoming no one, Peter Bergmann became a legend. In today's world, full of cameras, data, and constant connectivity, can anyone truly vanish? Or does the act of trying to disappear guarantee you'll be remembered forever? Peter Bergmann failed in his goal to be forgotten. Instead, he became one of the greatest mysteries in internet history. And maybe, just maybe, that was the plan all along. Not to be erased, but to become a question we'd never stop asking.